very much. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the special meeting of the Board of Fire Commissioners for the City of Los Angeles. Today is Tuesday, December 20th, 2022, and the time is 9 a.m. Ms. Gomez, would you do the roll call for us, please?
Woods Gray.
Here.
Babcock. Hara.
Here.
Harvey.
Here.
Ibarra.
Here.
Fire Chief Crawley.
Here.
Deputy City Attorney Linda Nguyen.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning to the fire chief and her command staff, and to all of our commissioners who are present today. Thank you for joining us on this holiday week. And to everyone who's listening by way of telephone or some other method, no one's to be left out. We welcome you all. At this time, Chief Crowley, would you do us the pleasure of doing the flag salute in the moment of silence? Please stop. Okay.
Noted that Commissioner Babcock has also joined us. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
All right. Well, it's my honor. So if you may, please stand, and I'm going to face our flag. Put your hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing to join me in a moment of silence in honor of past and present members of the Los Angeles Fire Department who devoted their lives to the protection of our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief Crowley. First of all, we want to welcome our new mayor. We have a new mayor for this meeting, Mayor Karen Bass. And we're on item 1. I want to give a shout out to firefighter Mike Marquez over at the Toy Central. He's doing an excellent job as usual, and has wonderful volunteers over there, cadets and retired firefighters who come back to help him. He has runs a pretty smooth shop over there, and many community people and children in this area are appreciative of the work that he does. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Investigator McLeod for that wonderful chili. I did a drive-by. But I didn't miss my chili this year. Thank you, Investigator McLeod and Chief Sage. And to the class that just graduated, we welcome you. We need you, and we're happy that you chose to be with LAFD. And we wish you the very best as you go through your first year with LAFD. Much success there. Commissioners, are there comments from other commissioners?
I guess I can go.
Thank you, Dr. Hart. Good morning.
On the day of the last commission meeting that evening, the Valor Awards occurred at Dodger Stadium. And just a number of awards. Community Impact went to Whittier Trust. The Corporate Impact Award went to Bank of California. There are 3 letters of special commendation, and then the Medal of Merit went to firefighter paramedic Michael Jones, and the Medal of Valor went to engineer Michael Rodriguez. A few days after that was the wrap-up party for Mayor Garcetti at the Union Station, and it was a great event. And then in the following Sunday, basically, was the inauguration of now Mayor Karen Bass, and it was interesting because typically the inaugurations are held at the steps of City Hall, but because it was raining, they had it at LA Live Microsoft Theater. And interesting, the backdrop of that theater was the steps to City Hall. So it happened on the steps of City Hall after all. And in it, there are a couple poets who recited, including Amanda Gorman, or, national poet laureate. And then since Karen Bass went to Hamilton High School, the Hamilton High School choir performed as well. And then 4 of our city council members were sworn in, and as were the new city attorney. And anyway, the event was really great. Kamala Harris swore in Karen Bass. And then at the very bottom of the program, it said a musical performance. And it didn't really say who was going to give that musical performance. And lo and behold, it turned out to be Stevie Wonder.
Oh my!
So all in all, it's a phenomenal program. And then I did attend the 22-2 graduation event. And in it, actually, it was interesting because the son of Assistant Chief Robert Nelson was part of that class, as was the son of retired Deputy Chief Andy Fox, who was also mayor of Thousand Oaks as well at one time. And so basically, again, it was a great event. And as you have already done, we welcome all of the new firefighters.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Harf, for representing our commission so well. And you are all over the place. Very good. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. Are there other comments from other commissioners?
Up, you're muted, Commissioner Harvey.
Okay. Without repeating everything Commissioner Harris said, I also attended the rap party at Union Station, and there was so many people there. I didn't see Dr. Hara, and then on Sunday I attended the inauguration, and again there was so many people present that I didn't see them, but both were good, appropriate, and well attended ceremonies. So we did have representation from the Fire Commission.
Oh, thank you very much, Commissioner Harvey, for representing the commission. It's appreciated. Are there other comments from other commissioners? One thing I want to add to the Valor Awards is that the youth project, our youth department, youth programs received an award.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that.
And that's really outstanding, because that youth program really got off the ground while this commission was here present.
Yeah, in fact, I was sitting at the table with Patty Arias.
Oh, good. Yes, she has done an outstanding job with the youth program, and has taken them from 0 to up, almost 100% there, I would say. She's done an outstanding job with that program, and it's one that's really, I enjoy visiting them when I visited the different programs. And some of those students were actually at the toy factory yesterday doing toy drives, helping with the toy drive. So that's really good. Okay, very good. Are there other comments from other commissioners? Okay, sounds like we had great representation at the events that did take place. Thank you very much, commissioners, for attending so many different things that happen throughout the city. The city seems to stay very busy. And I was able to view the swearing in inauguration of Mayor Karen Bass on Channel 35. That was really great. And it was a beautiful program. I agree with both commissioners. It was a wonderful, wonderful program. And Stevie Wonder was a big surprise. Very, very nice. Okay, then let's move on to item 2, the report of the fire chief.
Okay, well, good morning, everyone. Madam President, Vice President Hara, Commissioners, all those in attendance today. I'll be remarking on the meetings and events between December 6th and December 19th. December 6th, I had the opportunity, as I do multiple times throughout the year, to participate as a board member. I'm on the Board of Visitors for the National Fire Academy. And that gives us the opportunity on the West Coast to contribute and to assist the National Fire Academy as they create their curriculum system with a variety of different areas. So I had the opportunity to meet with the board and discuss and receive multiple updates. Also that same night, like we talked about, the LAFD Valor Awards 2022, amazing event. I'd like to first and foremost thank the Fire Foundation. They do an amazing job every single year to recognize and honor our members that go above and beyond. We did mention the members who did receive the Medal of Valor, Medal of Merit, but also I wanted to recognize specifically the names of the members who did receive the special commendation. That was Captain Fortini, Firefighter Dejan Johnson, as well as Firefighter Tanner Keeler. And they also were recognized for their good work and received the special commendations. Also on December 7th, I had the opportunity to meet up with a number of people, and this was a thank you luncheon hosted by the Widows and Orphans that was located at our Relief Association, where a number of the families who were left behind with members that had passed away put together a thank you luncheon where they were thanking our LAFD members as well as the contributors from the relief. And that was a very nice luncheon and had a few hours to be able to visit with the families and friends. Also on December 8th, I attended the Training Division's holiday luncheon. This is the season, so it was a busy couple weeks, but that was a wonderful time to sit and have the opportunity to speak with a number of our sworn and civilian members who are part of our training division. And we also were part of a toy drive, and that was at our Frank Hotchkiss Memorial Training Center. That afternoon, Michael Fuhrer, his farewell as our city attorney. He's stepping away from the city. Wanted to thank him for his amazing work through the city. December 9th, another really amazing event. That was Stuff a Bus event for Spark of Love, where we partner with ABC7. That was out in the valley. We had a number of our engines that were there. They rotated through. That's where the community can come and drop off as many toys as they can, and they stuff a bus, and they just kept filling the buses. I think we had about 8 buses there all lined up for the day to help to package all those toys and then send them off to where we then distribute them out of our Toy Central, which is at Frank Hotchkiss Memorial Training Center. Our relationship with UFLAC, our union, they had a holiday open house, and that's always a wonderful event to be able to sit down with their executive board, many of the city leadership, and just have the opportunity to just meet and greet, as well as the new leadership in the city. And that was a nice event that night. And then I also was there at Mayor Garcetti's farewell. Again, a large amount of people, so I didn't even see Commissioner Hara as well as Commissioner Harvey, but that was a nice sending off event for Mayor Garcetti. We want to thank him on behalf of the LAFD for his leadership and support over the many, many years of his city service. December 11th, big day, as we know. I actually did attend the new city attorney swearing in. That was Heidi Feldstein Soto. We did host that. That was at Frank Hotchkiss. That was a wonderful event to welcome her in as our new city attorney. And I did also was present at the inauguration of Mayor Bassett. That was an amazing event as well. December 12th, now she's hitting the ground running. Mayor Bass then did have a homelessness emergency briefing, and that was with all the GMs. We did that over at our Emergency Operations Center. That was prior to her press conference of signing the emergency declaration. So all the GMs are on board, and we're going to continue to push and strive to house the unhoused as quickly as possible. Now, December 13th, I had the opportunity to meet with our Fire Scope Task Force. That's a variety of departments all up and down California. They have some of their leadership that contributes to Fire Scope, and they work on committees, and they're the ones that really help us push when it comes to firefighter safety up and down the great state. I had the opportunity to welcome them. We hosted that task force meeting. Following that, and this is always an event that I really enjoy, I had the opportunity to spend some time with Class 22-2 prior to their graduation, and to spend some time just speaking with all of our brand new probationary firefighters, walk through expectations, walk through what this next 30-plus year career is going to look for them, and that's always a great opportunity for me to do some one-on-ones, or one-on 48s, as I should say, that we just had graduate. On December 14th, I was invited to speak to a civil grand jury here in LA County. Spent about 2 hours or so speaking with them. I was invited there to represent the LAFD. They also previously had spoken to Chief Maroney from LA County, and this was our opportunity to just be able to lay out all the services that the LA City Fire Department provides. They had a lot of questions, just everywhere and in between. I was able to answer all those questions and let them know what our priorities are within the fire department and how we are here to serve the community of LA. Also, as we continue to push on the collaboration and communication side, we had our second Fire Chiefs webinar, and I'm going to continue to push when it comes to being able to communicate with our rank and file up and down our great organization. It was the second webinar that I had hosted. I spent about an hour where it's a live webinar where I can communicate with our members. And on this one, I felt it was really, really important that we hit hard our behavioral health program. And just we had a wonderful opportunity where we had Cap Lacaille come in and talk to all of the members that were present about his behavioral health journey. It was really powerful. We also had one of our fire psychologists who was part of the webinar where she spoke. That was Dr. Schneider, and she did a wonderful job talking about our path forward to better assist our firefighters and their families when it comes to behavioral health. We record that, we post it on our portal, so that's there for everybody to hear. And then we also do a question and answer directly from the members to me. So if they have any specific questions, I can answer real time, which I think is really important. December 15th, that was graduation of 22-2. We had 48 new members hitting the field that following Sunday. Comes at a really good time prior to the holidays to assist us with our staffing needs. And lastly, December 16th, I was invited to speak on an executive leadership panel for Seattle Fire Department. And oftentimes we reach out to different fire departments all over the nation. And this was a wonderful invite where I had the opportunity to represent the LAFD. We talked through many different strategies and scenarios from a leadership, high-level perspective, and tried to share a number of lessons learned with their executive leadership. And I look forward to continuing to spread that word and to learn from other organizations as well as outside of the fire department. And that ends my report. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much, Chief Crowley. You've been very busy also. Thanks for sharing all the information with us. There were a lot of valuable things that you did there, and we appreciate all of those. Okay, so the next item on the agenda is the verbal department report on significant incidents and activities. Is that Chief Drake?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, Chief.
Good morning, Commission President and our commissioners, City Attorney, and our Fire Chief, and labor organizations for participating in this. And what I'd like to do is just cover 3 incidents of significance that occurred from the period ranging December 6th through December 19th. On December 5th, in Hollywood, there was a structure fire on Fountain where we had a one-story bungalow with light smoke showing in it. It might seem apparent that it's not as significant, but what made it significant was the fact that even though our members engaged in an offensive fire attack, unfortunately, we conducted an aggressive search and located a deceased member in this, which has been under investigation since then. On December 7th in Wilmington on Anaheim Street, we deployed 79 firefighters who fought for about an hour and 49 minutes in defensive firefighting operations to extinguish a approximate 50 by 100 story commercial building. Fortunately, no injuries to our members. And then on December 8th in Valley Glen in the San Fernando Valley on Oxnard Street, we also had 28 firefighters who were able to assess, confine, and extinguish a heavy fire within one apartment on the first floor. And once again, might not seem as great a significance until then, unfortunately, we discovered that we have remains of one person involved in this unit as well. So those are the three major incidents for that period. One of the things that we also like to do subsequent to these, when we have these fatality fires, is with our public-private sector enterprises have MySafe LA canvas neighborhoods to try to ensure the safety of members throughout that neighborhood. It's a great community relations event and public safety event. Where the community is more than receptive. They're very engaged with installing smoke alarms in their homes to make them safer. End of report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Chief Wright. Are there any questions for the Chief from Commissioners? None? Thank you very much. Stay safe and have happy holidays.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very good. Let's move on to item 2C, and I think that's, is that Chief Dixon?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, Madam President.
Good morning.
Tyler Dixon, Los Angeles Fire Department EMS Bureau. I'll be handling 2C for you this morning, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners, Chief Crowley, Deputy City Attorney Nguyen, command staff and guests. I'll be sharing a couple of examples of the fine work that your LAFD firefighter, paramedics, EMTs, and advanced practitioners, as well as officers, have done in the discipline of EMS between December 6th and December 19th. On the 16th of December, resources responded to the Mid-City area with a total of 6 fire companies, a rescue ambulance, alongside Los Angeles Police Department, including their mental health evaluation unit, as well as Department of Mental Health therapeutic van 94 to a reported jumper. They found an adult male in distress perched on the ledge of a 12-story building, verbalizing suicidal ideations. LAFD members quickly deployed air rescue cushions below as a safety precaution, while LAPD Mental Health Evaluation Unit worked collaboratively with the Department of Mental Health Therapeutic Van 94, which the Commission has been briefed on before regarding the pilot associated with the Los Angeles County Department of Mental Health, along with the Los Angeles Fire Department. The mental health workers from Department of Mental Health were able to develop a rapport with the distressed individual and talk the person off of the ledge. The result of the incident was that the DMH staff and Therapeutic Van 94, after a collaboration with LAFD paramedics, ensuring that there were no medical problems with the individual, were able to transport the person to an alternate facility specializing in psychiatric care. Traditionally, this type of patient would have been transported to an emergency room, and most emergency rooms don't have a specialty in psychiatric care. So this is an example of innovation that the Los Angeles Fire Department is undertaking with partner agencies to provide the best care possible for our persons experiencing mental health crisis. On the 17th of December, in the Hollywood area, Light Force 27, along with Rescue 27, responded to a report of a pediatric cardiac arrest. They arrived on scene to find family members performing CPR on a 3-day-old infant that was found lifeless in their bed. The family quickly called 911 and connected with a medical dispatcher who provided them instructions on how to do CPR in the interim phase while simultaneously dispatching LAFD personnel. The firefighter, paramedics, and EMTs quickly took over care, performing life-saving interventions and providing CPR with rapid transport appropriately to Children's Hospital Los Angeles, where the patient did regain spontaneous circulation. The staff of the emergency room conveyed to our EMS officer who responded to follow up on the call that the treatment provided from the family, which were receiving instructions from the medical dispatcher, the paramedics and EMTs continuing that care, was directly correlated to the saving the patient's life. These are two examples of the thousands of calls that our LAFD, firefighter, paramedics, EMTs, advanced providers, and officers have responded to over the last 2 weeks. End of report, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Those are some interesting and very successful programs that happen there, especially with the 3DAO. My goodness. Oh, so tiny. I can't even hold them unless I don't think of someone doing CPR on them. But thank you very much. The LAFD paramedics do an outstanding job. And it was brought to my attention yesterday that the paramedics had gone out to where a dog was attacking a man. And the family really feels that the paramedics saved the man's life because the dogs wouldn't stop attacking. The neighbors couldn't make him stop. But the paramedics arrived so quickly that they believe he saved the man's life. He's in terrible condition, but at least he's alive. And so your paramedics do so many things that we don't even hear about, but they're out there on the front line. And we appreciate that and thank them very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, our members are placed in unique situations day in and day out. And the incident you are describing happened in Fire Station 66's area in South Los Angeles, and commendable acts by the initial responding firefighters that did engage in saving the man's life. This obviously is a situation that our firefighters aren't necessarily thinking that they're going to be responding to, and it's an example of the swift action and quick thinking of our members. Thank you for bringing that up, ma'am. I'll share that with those members. And
the community is so appreciative of the work they did, and I actually know that man. So and I was really appreciative to hear that the fire department had such an instrumental part in helping him, because it was such a tragic thing in the community. Okay, very good. Are there any questions or concerns from the commissioners? Okay, then Chief Dixon, thank you very much for your report. The best to your department, and you have a very happy holiday.
Thank you, ma'am.
Stay safe. Okay, so now, Ms. Gomez, the next item on our agenda is item number 3. Public comments. Did we have public comments this morning?
Not this morning. There are no hands raised, Miss.
No hands raised. I guess everybody's out celebrating the holidays, huh? Okay. We'll move into item 4. That item is on the agenda, and I'm not sure if there's any comments or concerns about it, but it's our last time to have it on the agenda. Are there any comments on item 4? Okay, seeing none, then we move on to item 5, the consent agenda items. We have items A through, let's see, C, D, E. Are there any concerns, questions about items A through E on the consent agenda? If not, a motion is in order to
motion
approve.
To receive and file.
Okay. I think we should move that we approve the items in the consent agenda, because some of them are not receiving files. Some of them actually go to the mayor's office.
Yes, ma'am, you're right. So motion to approve items 5A through E.
Okay. All those in, Ms. Gomez, would you do the roll call? Is there a second? Sorry.
Second.
Okay, Ms. Gomez, would you do the roll call, please?
Let's Gray,
Aye.
Babcock,
Yes.
Hara,
Aye.
Harvey,
Aye.
Ibarra.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Very good. Thank you. Let's move on to item 6. The regular agenda items. We have a item A. Is that Chief Gutierrez?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning, Chief Gutierrez.
Happy holidays.
Thank you. Same to you.
Yeah, good morning, Madam President, Vice President, Commissioners, Fire Chief Crowley, City Attorney, and Command Staff. My name is Stephen Gutierrez. I serve as the Commander of our Training and Support Bureau. This morning, I will provide an update as directed by the Board of Fire Commissioners on the LAFD Racial Equity Action Plan. In accordance with the City of Los Angeles Racial Equity Vision to end systemic, institutional, and structural racism in the City of Los Angeles, we have established a Racial Equity Action Plan, which at its core is to ensure racial equity by focusing on providing equitable opportunities and access for people of all races, genders, and ethnicities. In line with the city's 3 initial areas to focus on and/or missions to realize this, which are 1, city workforce, city operations, and city services, in which we've established those 3 areas and 15 goals to align. Today, however, I'd like to provide an update on the new goals that we have established as directed this last quarter by the city's action plan as a whole. For transparency, accountability, and the ability to measure outcomes are critical for this action plan's success. For this reason, we've established standard metrics and methods for measuring our racial equity action goals and progress. And again, in 2022, this last quarter, in accordance with the provision, we've established new visions and updates to introduce 3 new racial equity action goals. The 2022/23 racial equity goals are as follows. Number 1, they fall under operational processes and systems and systemic equity and inclusion. Number 2, leadership development. And number 3, talent management. What I'd like to do is briefly just go through those as we just initiated those, and there might be some follow-up questions and of course provide a small analysis on how we came up with those 3. So in the first one, the kind of the verbiage has changed from actually goal to challenge and then success. So in the first one, the challenge was under operational processes and systems and systemic for equity and inclusion, to centralize all human resource operations and establish a bureau to manage activities to include development of a strategic communication and engagement program, centralize talent management functions, and create programs and standards which will consistently improve employee morale, engagement, ensure effective workforce planning. And to do so in this goal was to establish an equity or a DEI bureau. To define and establish vision, mission, and values for equity and inclusion across LAFD, utilizing all stakeholders. Create strategic communications and engage methods to improve morale and consistently evaluate programs. So the owners of this initiation of this single goal is my bureau, which is Training Support Bureau. And we have gotten funding, as we're aware. We've got both a 6- and 9-month funding to establish this initial foundational footprint for the Bureau. Policies and practices. The department is currently and will review all best practices, developing strategies and plans for the development. Establish a strategic diversity and equity inclusion plan for the department as a whole. Under improved processes, we'll look to improve our promotional process with more fair and equitable processes, increase transparency in all communications, and establish fairness in all selection process throughout. How will we measure this? This will be ongoing measure. We've just started to develop that now. And the results will be measure demographics of members who attend all our programs, increase diversity of all ranks within the organization, decrease complaints and altercations within the organization, and other results, such as improving employee morale and improving workforce planning. On the second newest challenge and goal is leadership development. As we know, the recent study by Deloitte revealed the department lacks leadership competency models which emphasize soft skills, as well as inclusive behaviors for the department and supervisors to effectively manage conflict and foster positive team dynamics. In light of this goal, the department will establish new guidelines around leadership development programs, which will incorporate leadership competencies for all ranks, expansion of the one-on-one mentorship, and create new diversified methods of learning opportunities for all members. Once again, the ownership or the initiation of this is right here at Training Support Bureau. The timeline, our budget is already within the forecasted budget going into 23-24. Policies and practices, again, looking at new policy procedures for development, improve processes both to educate, leadership emphasis of all soft skills of all supervisors through the administration. We are currently vetting a number of consultants to develop training, and we've just initiated the single, what we call proof of concept with one organization, and we'll be rolling out another beta with the initial promotees that just promoted to Captain 1 and Captain 2 this next month. So that again will be ongoing measurement. We'll be measuring results such as the numbers of people that trained in all promotional processes and all educational programs. Again, emphasis on decreasing complaints and altercations within the workplace, and other results such as inclusive concepts to be more prevalent in leadership and overall department culture. And finally, the third one, which is talent management. This is to ensure employee equity and belongingness throughout their career life cycles, improve career management and mobility to be more equitable, inclusive, and diverse. This goal will be to establish clear succession planning that creates and calibrates equitable talent for specific roles, create more equitable and accessible resources through mentorship and training modules. Again, this has begun within the Training Support Bureau, working alongside with all stakeholders in our lead meetings. This will be in line with establishing a new strategic diversity, equity, and inclusion plan for the department. This will be utilizing a 360 feedback to survey all avenues through the evaluation process, and then also to develop governance documents that will lay out a clear succession plan for the department to follow. Some of the other process improvements all process will be improved by more diverse, equitable, inclusive dynamics throughout the processes, reevaluate administrative roles and programs to look at the succession planning process, and then to look at the selection process as a whole for all levels throughout the department. Again, measured ongoing, and the measured results will be measured demographics and promotional ranks. Again, to look at creating a more harmonious work environment and decreasing any type of tension within the workplace. So those are the three, and that's the current update that we're adding to our current Racial Equity Action Plan. We've already begun to initiate those throughout. We've seen a lot of different things, and particularly in the leadership competency models, where we've looked at every job announcement and bulletin and looked specifically at the leadership components that we're asking our members what's expected of them as they promote through the ranks. As I mentioned previously with the lead organization, we've just started discussing the succession planning, and we'll start crafting what we would call a governance document for the department to look at to take further. How we got there through an analysis with the development, which conducted several working group meetings with all LAFD stakeholders. This is primarily through the lead committee, and provided information to share on existing equity initiatives to increase racial equity, which included lessons learned and impacts the department and the community served. We verified all the equal employment data that was provided on all ranks, all specifics, and all specific programs that were established for future racial equity action planning. And in conclusion, we continue to support the City of Los Angeles racial equity vision and goals. And to that end, the LAFD Racial Equity Action Plan provides methods and goals for the department to achieve the City of Los Angeles racial equity vision and goals. And that concludes my report. If there's any questions, I may answer.
Very good. Thank you very much. That's a very thorough report. And I'm happy to see that you're moving beyond where we stopped before. And that's great. Are there questions from the commissioners?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions.
Commissioner Harvey.
Okay. First of all, I'm more interested in the second component as far as leadership development. Is there any kind of coordination with the Leadership Academy with regard to that? And then also, how are the mentors being selected, and is there specific training for the leaders or the mentors, excuse me?
Thank you, Commissioner, for the question. So the Leadership Academy, yeah, we and I know you're very familiar with it. We've looked very closely at that, and more specifically, how do we grow it? So looking at the most recent consultant that's providing specifics to that, they're doing some things with another organization out in Florida. We're looking at different methods to actually grow that aside from the current curriculum. So that would fall under that development piece and the competencies that go with that. We're adding actually 3 consultants on that venue. In terms of the mentors, we've just started beginning to look at the core mentors that we'll be utilizing for, let's say, for example, train the trainer programs, and how they're selected is going to be one that will be with transparency and clear communication of what's expected. So we're just starting to vet that through and how we select that process. And I don't remember your last point, sir.
The last part was just, is there going to be specific training for the people selected as mentors?
Yes. So the idea and what we've initiated discussions with all the consultants is to develop a core of these mentors, which would be like train the trainer type of deal. So they'd get the primary curriculum, including all the materials that will be developed specifically to us, aside from any other organization that they're doing. And then we'll be given the training to actually impart that training to others. And then what we look at is like generational growing with it. So in other words, as a primary mentor, they should be looking at, and we'll be identifying 3 additional mentors. And this cross-pollinates all ranks. So the idea is to, first and foremost, is to educate and train our current frontline supervisors, and then administrators, and then of course all peers across and throughout. So there'll be different levels of it throughout. So we've just really started looking and kind of closely at some of that stuff. We've actually gotten some initial funding from the graciousness of the Fire Foundation to begin with. And so we're starting to whittle down to the selection process of those consultants. And then, of course, have open discussions on the selection of those cadres as well.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Are you including retirees in the mentor program?
That's another good point, ma'am. That has been given consideration as well, and more so for the knowledge sharing. The knowledge sharing is important as we create that knowledge sharing environment. So that is a consideration as well.
Yes, because we have a lot of retirees who are leaving who have tons of experience.
Yes,
valuable experience that could be shared. Okay, are there other questions from commissioners? Okay, I don't see anyone with a question. So Chief Gutierrez, thank you very much for that report. And when do we get our next written report from you? It's in how many weeks, months?
I'd have to look at the schedule, ma'am. I don't have it in front of me.
Okay, very good. But we look for, by that time, we'll have lots more information
yes,
to fill in the blanks.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
Now, one of the questions I have, we have 2 new commissioners who came on since the Deloitte study was completed. Did we give them the final report?
I believe so, but I'll double check, and if not, we'll resend it to everyone.
Oh, because I know that we got it, 3 of us at least. I just wanted to make sure that when you're talking about the report, that the new commissioners are aware of what you're talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much for the report and the thoroughness of which you're doing it and the care that you're putting into it. Also, have a great holiday, and we'll be safe.
Absolutely, you too, and happy holidays to all commissioners.
Very good. Thank you very much. Next item is 6B. Chief Everett.
Morning, Madam President.
Good morning.
Commissioners, Linda, Fire Chief, and Letitia. My name is Graham Everett. I'm Deputy Chief, and I serve as the Chief of Staff. Today, providing you with your COVID updates. So we have 3,795 employees. 3,446 of them are sworn, and 349 of them are civilian. 2,941 members are fully vaccinated, sworn members are fully vaccinated, and 309 civilian members are fully vaccinated. We have the members in compliance, or I'm sorry, the members with exemptions on file. We had a total of, those numbers have not changed since November or so. 389 total exemptions were received, 48 medical, 341 religious. The total approved was 10 and the total denied was 241, and we're pending 148 pending review. We did have members that were sent home on a 48-hour notice, leave with administrative leave. That was 358 sworn members and 1 civilian member. 128 sworn members and the 1 civilian member became compliant before they were placed on that leave. And so that left us with 230 members that were actually placed on the leave. 211 of those members became compliant after they went home. 17 resigned, 2 retired early, 2 have been discharged, and 14 remain on administrative leave and are going through the process that we have for separation. Current COVID cases, we have 18 members currently off duty with COVID-19. 2 of those members are active, have an active case and they're at home. 16 of the members are unable to return to duty at this time due to post-infection disability. 1 member is on light duty, and that concludes my report for today, unless you have any questions.
Have you noticed an increase in the number of members with COVID?
You know,
or is it about the same?
It's about the same. They've actually, the numbers members in isolation has gone down in the last 2 weeks. I think the last report we had 7, something like that, 5 or 7, something. So it's gone down a little bit of members that are actually in isolation. We do have an issue with people coming back to work. That number's fluctuated between 15 to 20, and today we're at 18. So, you know, it's kind of hovering in that area.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. Are there any questions from the commissioners? Okay, seeing none. Thank you very much, Chief Graham Everett, for the report.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a happy holiday, and you stay safe also.
You too, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, that is the last item on our agenda. I would like to wish everyone a happy holiday and to stay safe. And our next meeting will be in January, and it's an in-person meeting, so everyone will be prepared for that. I think we're all ready to have that meeting. Okay, are there any other comments or concerns from commissioners? If not, a motion to adjourn the meeting is in order.
So moved.
Second.
Oh, so moved and second that we adjourn the meeting. Ms. Gomez, would you do the roll call, please?
What's Gray?
Aye.
Babcock?
Yes.
Hara?
Aye.
Harvey?
Aye.
Ibarra?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a safe holidays and happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate. Happy Merry Christmas to those who celebrate. And we will see all of you in the new year.
All right.